Hey, we're Set It Off, and you're on Rock Forever Magazine.
Hey guys, it's Tori from Rock Forever Magazine, and I am here right now with the guys from Set It Off. How's it going today?
It's going good. We just played a show. We're in Orlando, hometown.
Yeah, like a mini tour with Chiodos, and this is your hometown. So how has it been being back home for a show?
It's nice to be back in Florida, especially during the winter. This is the only place it's warm, so we're loving it.
I know.
We've been pretty blessed, because the first couple shows were in Nashville and Atlanta, and it was really cold, so we were glad to get back here.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing a lot of bands saying it's been brutal on tour, like icy, freezing, snowing. So, hey, welcome to Florida. And we are going to start with some finished sentence for you guys. So each of you can answer these separately, because I think you might have different answers for these. So now, the most random song on your music library is
Pieces of Me by Ashley Simpson.
Ashley Simpson. That's like taking it back a little bit too.
I mean, it's good. It's a timeless classic for sure.
Probably for me, anything Ellie Goulding. I don't think people expect me to listen to that kind of music, but I love her. She's awesome.
She is amazing. Yeah. It's a good one. And now let's see here. Your favorite YouTube video is?
Right now? Wow.
Currently.
Favorite YouTube video. Dramatic reading of a breakup letter. Have you ever heard that?
I have not.
I'm actually on that one. That's pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Are
Classic.
you guys watching like a lot of YouTube on the road? Is that how you pass your time, or pretty much?
Definitely.
I guess you can never run out of good stuff to watch on YouTube.
There's, music videos and funny videos, and it's opened up a whole new world to even artists, It's crazy.
And
YouTube
interviews.
has changed the game. And interviews. Look at this. Is this on YouTube?
Yes.
Hi, YouTube. Hey. We were just talking about you.
And now, the first concert you ever went to was?
Pop Disaster Tour 2002, Jimmy Eat World, Green Day, and Blink-182.
You know what? I just heard somebody say the same answer.
Yeah.
And that's such a good tour. That's an awesome one.
It's a big one.
Mine was Warped Tour 2004.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I saw bands like Census Fail, Story of the Year, My Chemical Romance, Taking Back Sunday, all those.
And did you guys just tour with Story of the Year? Am I?
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that did just happen. So that must have
one
been
of his favorite bands
of all
really.
time. Yeah.
So how was it actually getting to meet them and tour with them and get to know them? Was it as cool as you thought it was?
Since I was, ever joined a band, it was always, who puts on a great live show? Story of the Year. Who you should absolutely see? Story of the Year. So, and I never got a chance to see them. So finally getting that opportunity to not only watch them but play with them it lived up to everything that I had heard and more. They put 110% into what they do, and it shows.
That's super cool. So now, how are you guys going to top that with another tour? Who do you want to tour with next? Again, off of the finish a sentence topic, but just...
The Beatles.
Beatles, yeah.
Good luck.
We'll bring them back from the dead. It's fine.
Some cool ones. I feel like we do well and have a good time on bands like Pierce the Veil, All Time Low. Remember, I feel like we're in that mix where, we're not too heavy, we're not too pop, that we do well with,
Yeah,
those would be some fun tours for sure.
That'd be a cool tour. I have a feeling your fans are going to be really stoked that you just said that.
Yeah,
so.
no problem.
And now your craziest tour story happened when?
Wow.
Is there a lot to choose from?
Yeah.
There's a few. There's some story. Well, recently, I guess the most recent crazy story would be we got a katana pulled on us.
Yeah, that happened.
Okay.
We were staying at a fan's house, and they said that we could stay there, but their parents didn't say that we could stay there. So they were cool about it, but he wanted to make sure that we knew there's going to be no fooling around, no drinking, no craziness. So he walks up with a katana and basically tells us, hey, this is my house.
Yeah.
So,
man.
Yeah,
so
they ended up being absolutely. They ended up being wonderful people, but it was hey.
They're making a statement.
Oh, yeah. And it worked.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess now future fans know, get permission from your parents first. And now last one here, you were the most starstruck when you met?
I just met Kevin Nash.
Oh, was that just now?
Yeah.
He's at the show tonight.
Wolfpack. He's so much taller than I thought he would be.
Really?
Yeah. It's awesome. That was cool.
It's pretty intense. Yeah.
Yes. And now, speaking of intense, your album Cinematics is out now. Came out about a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Some change.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So what inspired the title and the album artwork for that one?
I feel like with Cinematics, we've always, even our live show, if you've seen us live, we're very energetic, high energy, visual performance band.
Yes.
And our goal with writing that album was to give you a vision to see a story with each song and whatnot. And we felt after writing the record, it was the best way to title the album. you know, to make you feel like you can see a movie, see a scene, feel everything that we're feeling through the songs. And the album artwork was based off the song Dreamcatcher, and like, you know,
Very straightforward.
Kind of we tried to tie in all the songs and their meanings into the Dreamcatcher. So actually try to see if you can connect each song title
cool,
to
It's all there.
to the artwork. Yeah, it's there.
So there's like hidden things in there that you kind of gotta look
for example, like, you know, like I'd Rather Drown, there's a guy with his hand up in the water, things like that, you know.
Yep.
I didn't even realize that. I just saw like the Dreamcatcher and then I didn't analyze it any further. So now I'm going to. Now we gotta look at that again. And so for anybody who hasn't listened to the album yet or doesn't know the band too well, if they could only listen to one song as a first impression, which one would it be and why?
Wow.
Do you each have different answers to this? I don't know.
Dreamcatcher or Swan Song.
Yeah.
One of those two. Yeah, because they're two very different songs,
Right.
but I feel like they represent our band strong enough in all aspects.
Yeah. And you'd agree with that?
I'd say
Yeah?
so. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a lot. The cool thing about being in this band is that there's a lot of different sides to set it off. So like he said, like they're both very different songs. Like maybe I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. You know, it's a bit darker, bit heavier, but I mean, it's cool that you can't really pick one to kind of sum up the whole record.
I guess there's something for everybody on the album, really.
Exactly.
So I guess it just depends on who you're talking to, really. And I read in another interview you guys did that you're inspired by movies. Your music is inspired by movies, which I'm wondering how that translates. What elements of different movies are you inspired by? I know you mentioned the Dark Knight series, right? Yeah?
Danny Elfman, for sure. And it was, again, what he was saying about kind of painting that picture of, I mean, if you listen to some of the stuff, like if you listen to The Dark Knight or you watch Inception or things like that, or even Disney movies, without the music, it doesn't paint the same picture. And we tried to capture that feeling with our music. So.
So is it more of just the visual aspect of the movies, or is it like the movie soundtracks that you guys are paying attention to?
It's a combination of both. Because I mean, like, kind of to go off what he was saying is like if you're watching a horror movie, you know, like it gets that really tense kind of dark chord, and you know something's gonna happen. And visually see it's like somebody's walking a dark hallway, and we just do our best of our ability to paint that both ways for you to see that.
That's interesting. First time I've heard anybody being inspired by movies. I like that a lot, yeah. And you also released a music video for Partners in Crime not so long ago. Such a cool music video. What inspired the concept for that?
Bonnie and Clyde. Cody, when we were working on that, he really got into the story of Bonnie and Clyde. He watched the movies, he read books about it, and it's this fascinating tale about, generally in history, when you hear about a guy and a girl, it's a love story, it's overcoming all this, they're the good guys, and you hear all these songs about that, and we wanted to make a song that was these two people that were in love, but they were bad guys. They went around and they robbed banks, and it's still a kind of different take on a duet,
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. Yeah. And it seems like it must have been a lot of fun to film as well. So how was it behind the scenes? Were there any cool moments you'd like to share?
They gave us these authentic, prop guns from back in the day, the revolvers and things like that. We got to rob a bank.
Yes.
That was really fun.
Doesn't happen every day.
Right,
I hope.
So I can cross that off the bucket list.
Yeah, right.
Cool stuff like that. So, and then, I think that was the first time we ever met Ashley from...
Yeah, New Year's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was cool. So we got to meet her, which is nice.
Right.
Which
That
is great.
leads me to my next question. We have a fan question from Aliana. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. Asking, how did the collaboration with Ashley Costello come about, and how was it working with her?
Basically, her and Cody have known each other for a bit of time, and we needed a female vocalist for the song, to complete the tale of Bonnie and Clyde. And her band New Year's Day kind of has that angsty, dark vibe that we are somewhat known for. So she just seemed like the right fit for it, and she was absolutely on board, and she just killed it in the studio and made it happen. And we were very grateful for it.
And it was cool that she was able to be in the music video as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we actually, it worked out that we were in her hometown of the Los Angeles area, and it was great. It worked out.
Awesome. And now your album Cinematic was released September of last year, I want to say.
September
It's been
18th.
a little over a year. You remember the exact date. It was a big moment in your career. So it has been a little while. Are you starting to think about any music yet? Is that something on your mind?
We're constantly, writing and coming up with what we want to do next, and we've got some stuff up our sleeves. So.
Very excited. Very excited.
Now I want to get a little information out of you guys now that you're mentioning it. Do you have any vision of how you want it to compare to your last album, or what you want to do next?
I feel like as far as the writing process going, not to sound cliche, I feel like it's a more mature. We're touching on subjects that aren't as cliche. We're talking about everything that's going on in our life. Like, it's been a crazy year for our band. We've done things that we never thought we'd do. We've seen 19 countries in the past year. So we've gone through a lot, and we're talking about all of that, but keeping in the same vein of what's true to Set It Off.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a strong explanation.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not sure. Again, you never know. We haven't gone into the studio yet, so we don't know what's going to happen, but from the demos that we've done, it's some of the poppiest stuff, some of the heaviest stuff, everything in between. It's all over the place, but we're excited.
Yeah. Are you still going to keep that theatrical theme, though? I feel like that's very signature for you guys.
I think so. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
From what we're working on, I think that's something that we're never going to lose.
Yeah. And so if you had to come up with a mission statement, just of overall what you want to accomplish through your music, what would it be?
Wow, that's a...
just change people's lives and make them feel better about themselves and be happy to understand that you're on this earth for a reason and live up to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's so inspirational. I feel like a lot of people can relate to your music, and that's really awesome mission statement. Anything you seem like you want to add?
On the same vein, like the feeling that I got when I went to my first concert, I can only hope that one day, or I don't know if it's already happened, but that I can make people feel the same way that I felt. Because it changed my life. It changed the whole course of what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be. And that's never happened to me since. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and I can only hope that we can do that for others.
Yes. And you guys have gone through a lot. Like you were saying, you went to a lot of different countries this year. You've been on some amazing tours. So what has been the highlight of your career so far?
I mean, for me at least, like you said, we're from Orlando in the Tampa area. This summer Warped Tour, it's very hard to get moved up from your stage. Generally, the stage you're on that for the entire summer. And we were very blessed enough, and Kevin Lyman and the crew of Warped Tour were very kind to us to Orlando. We woke up in the morning and got a text message saying we were playing main stage.
No way.
So that's probably been, for me at least, was the craziest moment of my career. For you too, that's your hometown.
I've seen so many bands on that stage. I remember the first Warped Tour I ever went to, I believe it was 05 or 06, and it was about 8 o'clock, it was starting to get dark out, and Motion City was playing on the main stage, and I loved that band, and everything was so perfect, and I just thought, like, one day, this would be so great if we got to play this, and, it happened, and it was, wow, that was the biggest moment so far.
Yeah. So maybe, just maybe, 2014 Warped Tour, you'll end up on main stage the whole tour. Can we make that happen, please?
You gotta talk to Kevin Lyman about that. That's
Hey, Kevin Lyman, if you're watching. Hey, it's YouTube. You never know, right?
Yeah, true.
And so for anybody watching who wants to know your upcoming plans for 2014, what can we expect from you guys in the new year?
As far as finishing up this year, we're finishing up this tour with Chiodos, so we got a few more Florida dates, and then taking a little bit of time off, getting ready for late February, and I think it goes all the way to March and April. It's We Are the In Crowd, William Beckett, Candy Hearts, and State Champs. It's going to be a full U.S. tour, and then who knows from there. So,
right. And give a shout out to your social networks: Twitter, Facebook. Where can people find your music online?
Twitter at Set It Off, Instagram Set It Off Band, Facebook.com/Set It Off Band, and those are our main sources of social networking.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yes, and everybody watching, make sure you check out Set It Off if you haven't already. You could get their album Cinematics on iTunes right now, and subscribe to our channel for more interviews. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Yeah,